Hello everyone, Tina here. I hope your day is going fantastic. Thanks so much for joining me for another 5 easy step card tutorial. Today we're building a dumpster on fire. It's a cute little punny card, and we're going to be using a Spellbinder stamp and cutting die set. This is so cute. Look how cute that little dumpster fire is. There's a lot of punny little sentiments. We're going to be using Slightly on Fire, but absolutely killing it with our card project today. Super cute. I'm also bringing in a couple more die sets to create my card project. We have the landscaped edges. We also have the arch labels and tag set. And then I'm also bringing in a stamp set for my background. This is called the Hero Arts Sunray bold print. And we're going to put them all together and create a fun card in 5 easy steps. So let's jump in and get started with step number 1, and we're going to create our focal point, which will be with the dumpster fire. How fun is this? I'm going to do some die cutting. Let's grab some cardstock. For my dumpster, we're going to cut out the main portion with gray cardstock, and then this piece here with gray also. We have the fire portion we're going to cut out with, I think we're going to go orange cardstock. And then there's a layering piece that we'll cut out with some red. This piece here goes behind the dumpster. The dumpster has a face, so this piece here will go behind it. Let me grab some black cardstock. We'll die cut this out. And then we have the wheels we'll cut out with black cardstock also. And then these two little pieces are accent pieces, and we have a gray dumpster, but I want a lighter gray, some fog cardstock. It looks white on camera, but it's actually gray. So I will cut these out, and we're going to create a fun little dumpster. I'll be right back. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. All my pieces are die cut. We're going to do a little bit of ink blending. For the dumpster, I'm bringing in some Simon Says Stamp charcoal ink. We are going to dirty up the dumpster. So we're just gonna add ink to one side here, because the front side is the side that is going to be covered with the little face. So I'll take that little face and we will add some dark areas. And I think that's just the right amount. And then I'm also going to ink blend on my fire pieces. For that, I'm using my Simon Says Stamp brick ink. Let me bring in a red brush, and we're going to add a little fire to our orange. I think that looks good. And then I'll do the same thing to this little red piece. Yeah. And that's all there is to that. We're going to start by taking this little piece. I'm going to flip it over, and right above the mouth, I'm going to add a little glue. And then this piece, we layer right over it. Just like that. And then I'm going to add a little more glue behind here. And then we can layer this piece right behind the piece that we just added. They layered really nicely together. This one goes here. There's debossed area, so you know where to put the extra pieces. At the very top, we can add some glue, and that's where these little accent pieces go. They just fit right here. It's all about the details in these little dies. I just love it. Okay. And we can add a little glue to the top of the wheels. Then this can go layered here. Now our wheels are attached. Let's layer the fire element here. These can go layered together. I'm going to put the fire piece right in the middle, but I only glued it at the bottom so we can lift this up here. Okay? You can see we can lift that up. And you could go all the way to the left if you want, all the way to the right. I think it's just all about preference. But I'm going to add some glue here, and then we can add this right over the top. And that is our little dumpster fire. This is going to be the cutest little card. I'm putting out dumpster fires all over the place over at my house. I know, my kids are young adults. And so, in fact, I just got a phone call. My daughter was trying to make dinner, and she ended up hurting her hand. So, dumpster fire put out. This would be a perfect card for her. Okay, I am going to put foam tape behind this, so this will be ready to go. This is part of a collection. Let me tell you the collection name, because I'll be creating some more cards with the collection. The collection's called This Is Life. So if you want to check it out, I'll leave the entire collection down below, but it's all punny, which is so cute. Dumpster fire's all done. Now we're going to move along to step number 2, which means we need to create a home panel to put this on. That's where our arches are going to come in, okay? This is the arch labels and tag die set. I went ahead and die cut out 4 arches. What we're going to do is use the landscape edges and die cut these out. The blue will be my background, okay? So we're not going to touch the blue. But we have some clouds, we have some grass, and we have some hills. So we're just going to create a little scene. And I'm going to die cut out, I think the clouds go this way. We'll die cut out some clouds. Okay. So now we have all the elements to create a cute little scene. Let's go ahead and layer them here on our blue cardstock. This is Windy. This is Nina Desert Storm. This is Peridot cardstock. Okay, we're just going to add some glue. We'll add the clouds up here. And then we can add our hills. I'm not going to do any ink blending on this because I want my dumpster fire to kind of stand out. And then lastly, I'm going to add our green grass here. And then we have a cute little scene and a little archway. So much fun. That will be my home panel. Okay, next we're going to move along to step number 3 and create our greeting. So we'll put this to the side. I'm going to bring in the stamp set that coordinates. And I'm going to stamp slightly on fire, but absolutely killing it. I just love that. We're going to just stamp with some black ink. I'm using my VersaFine Clair, and we're going to stamp it on some white cardstock. I'm going to use a banner die, and I'm going to cut this out so I have a little bit of a banner. I'll do that and I'll be right back. Okay, I did put foam tape behind here, so this is ready to go. Let's go ahead, take our home. We're going to take our focal image. We'll just remove the release paper. And we're going to add this here. And then I'm going to put my greeting right below it here. Okay, now we're going to move along to step number 4, which means we need to create our background. So to do that, I'm bringing in, this is Spellbinders Carrot cardstock. It's an A2 panel, and we're going to bring in the Bold Prints Sunray stamp. I was going to just flip it over and stamp it, but you know, I think I don't trust myself. So I'm bringing in my stamping positioner. Okay, let's take this off. I'm going to put it, I'll put this here. And then I'll put my panel. I'm going to add a little adhesive behind this panel, like so. And then I'm going to layer it right in the center here. And I think that's centered. And then I'm going to bring the back forward. I'll tap it and it should stick exactly where I want it to go. Now I'm going to bring in some of my ink. I'm going to be using I'm going to bring in some Simon Says Stamp white pigment ink. We're going to add some white ink here. You can use your watermark ink if you want, because we're going to be doing some heat embossing. So make sure that is inked up really well, and then we'll give it a good press. Wonderful. Let's move this out of the way, and we're going to add some white embossing powder. Now I'm going to use my heat gun and we will melt this. Once my background is heat embossed, we're going to go ahead and adhere this to the front of our card base. Okay, we have this tacked down. I think I'm off center just a little bit. I think this circle should be over to the right a little bit, but we're going to roll with it. I'm going to add a little ink to the edges of this panel. I'm going to use my brick ink. And we're just going to darken up those edges. Now before we add our home panel, we're going to move to step number 5, and we're going to do a little embellishing. What I'm going to do is bring in my glazing glue. You can use glossy accents if you have it. Okay, and I'm going to add a little bit of glazing glue to my fire. And I'm not making it neat. I want it kind of drippy looking, if that makes any sense. Okay, let me see if you can see that. So we just kind of made a mess with our glazing glue. Now I'm bringing in some glitter. The glitter that I'm using that I think it's going to go fun with this is from Pink and Maine, actually. It's called Chunky Glitter. It's called Tinsel Town. And I like this one because they're little long shavings like tinsel, but chopped up tinsel. Let me show you. I don't know if the camera will pick up. Oops. But you see they're long little shavings. If you have some of the any kind of iridescent glitter, I think would work. But look how fun that looks. Those long strips. I'm going to tap some off here. I think this was going to... And then I'm going to... I want some of this overhanging on the edge a little bit. So I'm going to help it along. I'm going to tap it. Okay, I think I like this because it kind of gives motion to my fire. Okay, and then we're going to take this and I'm going to add some adhesive here, and I'm just going to tack this down in the center of our card. And that's all there is to this card. I think the sentiment's so much fun. Slightly on fire, but absolutely killing it. And really, you could replace this with any kind of iridescent glitter. I think would work. Even shaved ice would work fabulous, I think, for this. Chunky glitter, just to give that fire a little bit of motion when you tilt it. I think it's super fun. But thank you so much for joining me. Have a wonderful day, and we will see you again real soon. Bye-bye. Thanks so much for sticking with me to the end. I have 2 more videos that you guys might be interested here. If you guys are new and like the content that you see, click that subscribe button and also the notification bell. That way for future videos, be notified. Also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It sure does help the channel. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.